Today we're going to be looking at the new Steel Ghost Pokemon Gholdengo and how awesome it is. Alright, let's talk about Gholdengo. This Pokemon is awesome. Not only is it very shiny and cool to look at, but it has good stats, awesome immunities and resistances, and it's just a great Pokemon to use in general. It's even got a cool signature move. So let's talk about him here. The stats are defense 95, special defense 91, attack 60, but then special attack 133. That is crazy. And then HP 87 and speed 84. So all around really good stats, except for the attack stat, which you don't need because the special attack is more than twice it. It's crazy how high it is. So that's awesome. And it's just a great overall, well-balanced stat spread for this Pokemon. Alright, Gholdengo also has an ability called Good as Gold, and basically gives you immunity to the other Pokemon status moves. So you don't have to worry about Will-O-Wisps or, well, it's Steel type, so you don't got to worry about Toxic anyways, but you don't have to worry about anything like that or anything that lowers stats, like somebody lowering your speed or your special attack or anything like that. You are literally good as gold. So this is an awesome ability. I just want to note that if you inflict your own status on yourself, that will still count. So if you use its signature move, which lowers your special attack, you will lower your special attack. But otherwise, any oncoming offensive against you, those status effects will not occur. So that is awesome. Alright, now let's continue on to resistances, where it gets even better. It has 3 full immunities, normal and fighting because of the ghost typing, poison because of the steel typing, so it has normal, fighting, and poison all immune completely. Those attacks will not hurt you. And then it also resists flying, rock, dragon, fairy, steel, grass, psychic, and ice by half. And then it resists bug by 75% or 1/4, which is an awesome immunity in and of itself. So that's awesome. It's got great resistances, which brings us to the weaknesses, which really, compared to how many resistances it has, isn't that much. It is going to be weak to fire, dark, ground, and ghost, all by 2 times. So it has no 4x weaknesses here. It's just your standard weak to kind of thing. So when you take its stats, its resistance, its ability, its signature move, and you put all that into competitive, it's a recipe for success. I've been having a ton of fun with this thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the builds. Okay, so the first build we're going to look at here is the one that most people are going to have right out of the gate, because it comes with that Ghost Terra typing. And so this is going to be the first one here, and we're just going to do straight offense, 252 special attack, 252 speed, get us as fast as we can, as heavy hitting as we can here. And then our move set, we're going to have his signature Steel Stab move, which is going to be Make It Rain. Again, coins are going to run out all over and hit everything on the other side of the field. So if you're doing doubles, this is a great move for you. It does 120 power, so it's pretty heavy hitting, and it's got full accuracy, I believe. So that's really good. And then the only other thing you want to make sure you know about it is you are going to get a sharp drop in your special attack. So there's some ways we're going to talk about countering that, but that is a thing. All right, the next attack is going to be Shadow Ball, a tried and true ghost type attack, and that's going to give us our secondary stab, and it's just an awesome classic attack that you can throw on here. Now for our third spot, we're going to go with either Thunderbolt or Dazzling Gleam. Now, either one of these is going to be perfectly fine. Obviously, Thunderbolt has a possibility of paralysis. Dazzling Gleam hits everything on the opposite side of the field if you're doing doubles, but it's really going to be what you're seeing for team usage and what you need to be the coverage on your Gholdengo. That being said, the fourth slot is going to be for support moves, protect, or nasty plot, unless you're using choice items. If you're using choice items, then you don't want to use either of these, and you want to take that Dazzling Gleam and drop that down into your fourth slot here, so you've got all coverage moves. That way, if you do need to use a Dazzling Gleam out the gate and then pivot out, you can totally do that. But you want to make sure that if you're using a choice item, you're not getting locked into Nasty Plot and just nasty plotting for 10 years, or protect and then force you to pivot. Pivots are good. Sometimes you need to do them, but you don't want to have to do it because you're locked. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you're using a white herb, which frankly I think is the better item here, and I've been using it a lot more, then you have that ability to use either protect or nasty plot. Now, this Pokemon does a lot of damage in and of itself. You don't have to have nasty plot, but nasty plot makes Gholdengo nasty. So just keep that in mind. The ability is Good as Gold. That's the only ability it has, and it is an amazing ability anyways, so that's still there. And then you can choose either Modest or Timid with the special attack and speed at 252 each. you're going to kind of want to make sure you maximize that with the nature. So Modest is going to do that for the special attack. Timid's going to do that for the speed. It's really whatever you need to do with your play style, especially if you're not using like a Tailwind team. Maybe you want to go for the speed stat on the Timid. It's completely up to you. And then the items, the 3 items that are usable for this Pokemon are going to be your choice specs, your choice scarf, and your white herb. You could also use a life orb on this Pokemon, but frankly I believe you can use that on something else on your team and open up that space by using the white herb or one of the choice items here. Again, white herb is really the one that I've had the best success with, and it's a high success rate with the white herb. It's been very, very helpful. I've liked it a lot. So just keep that in mind while you're building your Gholdengo. Okay, so the next set here is going to be a Terra Steel type, and this is going to be a little bit more on the bulky side. Now, any of these sets can work in conjunction with the others. If you want to make the Ghost one a little more bulky, if you want to make the Electric one, we're going to do a little more bulky. It's really up to you what you want to do, but any of these do work in conjunction with the others. That being said, we're going to put 140 into HP, 252 into special attack, 96 into defense, and 12 into speed. And this is going to give us a little bit more bulk, but still make us so we're hitting very, very hard. For the moveset, we're still doing Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt, but in this case, we're going to take off the support moves at the bottom, just throw Dazzling Gleam down there, because we are going to go ahead and use the Assault Vest for this specific build here. Now, I did go ahead and put the Modest nature on here. You could put a different nature to either boost the special defense or physical defense. It's completely up to you, but I do want this attack or this set to hit very, very hard, so we put the Modest on to boost our special attack. All right, now if you don't want to have to get locked into an Assault Vest and not be able to use any support moves like Nasty Plot, basically moves that don't do damage, then this might be a slightly better EV spread for you. HP 140, special attack 252. We're not changing that. We spread the bulk around a little bit though. We've got 36 on defense and 68 EVs into special defense, with speed only getting 12. So with the 12, we're still going to outspeed some things in the same speed tier as us, but you're not going to be super fast or anything like that. It's just more to keep you up to date with everybody else. But the defense and special defense, that's going to be where the bulk is. Now, what I would do is, obviously, you're going to still want to use your stab moves like Make It Rain and Shadow Ball, but instead of using Thunderbolt, Nasty Plot, Dazzling Gleam, or any other moves, you may want to consider using Light Screen and Reflect. This way, you're really getting bulky by negating a lot of damage, both physical and special attack. Now, that being said, if you are going to go with your screens, you may want to use the item Light Clay, as that is going to increase the duration of your screens. If you're not going to use your screens, definitely don't use Light Clay, but you may want to go back to that White Herb. That way you can use Make It Rain at least the one time without having any stat drops. It's completely up to you. If you are going to focus straight on damage, then put something like a Life Orb or choice specs on him to do whatever damage you need that Pokemon to do. Okay, and then real quick, I added a full offensive, heavy speed, heavy special attack, Terra Steel type here, just because I specifically want to talk about the move Steel Beam. It's a power of 140. It's a great move. The problem is it will give you damage. You will take a recoil damage, and it's pretty heavy. That is something you could do for a full offensive build here, but what I would also do is not only put Make It Rain as one of your other abilities. I took Thunderbolt out here and strictly just went with Make It Rain for the third and then Dazzling Gleam for the fourth, but I would also make sure I have either a Life Orb or choice specs on for this Pokemon. You could also do the Scarf here, the choice Scarf, but I want this thing to hit really hard. That's Steel Beam. If I can one-shot people with that, then that's the goal. So I want it to be choice specs, Life Orb, Modest Nature, heavy attack stat, special attack stat, heavy speed stat. That's what we're going for here. Plus you get the Terra Steel damage bonus. It's going to be insane amounts of damage. All right, so for this last set, we're going to go ahead and do a Terra Electric type. I think that gives us good coverage for a lot of stuff. Now, there's a lot of different typings you could choose here. It gets coverage all over the place: Psychic, Power Gem, Focus Blast, all kinds of stuff everywhere, but I do like having the Electric here. It's always good to have some Electric user on your team, somebody that has some coverage in that area. So that being said, we're going to do 142 into HP, 114 into special attack, 128 into special defense, and 124 into physical defense. So we really spread the EVs around here quite a bit, and we got a little bit of bulk, we got a little bit of attack, so it's a good kind of hybrid build here. Now for the moveset, we're going to go with Make It Rain. I'm not going to do Steel Beam here because we're not focusing on straight damage. If you wanted to make up maybe for a lack of special attack EVs by doing a little bit more damage, you could do the Steel Beam. Just remember, you are going to take damage when you hit. That being said, Shadow Ball is still going to be on here, and Thunderbolt or Thunder. Now, I don't like using Thunder unless it's in the rain. If you set the rain, Thunder's going to bypass all the accuracy checks, and it's going to hit guaranteed unless, you know, somebody switches out or protects or whatever. So really, it depends on your team composition and how comfortable you are with the bad accuracy, or if it's in a weather team or what. And then for the fourth move, we are going to go with Dazzling Gleam. For the ability and nature, Modest again. You could go ahead and do Timid here if you wanted just a little bit of a boost in your speed, but I'd stick straight with the special attack. And you could do Life Orb, Expert Belt, almost any of the stuff that we've done so far. Because we don't have any support moves, you could put Assault Vest on here. You could obviously put the White Herb on here. There's a lot you could do. It's really just kind of up to you and how you want to play with this Pokemon. Alright guys, that's it for the Gholdengo. I hope you enjoyed these guides. If you have a build that's really, really good, you really like it, put it down in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to see it. I'll get back to you for sure. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy using this Pokemon. It's so good, so cool to use. And I hope the video helped you out. If it did, drop a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I can't wait to see you guys next time. But until then, take care.